So, what I wanted to say is this week in our preface week, the new series, The Secret That Wasn't in the Secret, I wanted to devote just a few minutes to why I felt it was so necessary now for your advanced development into the real truth and activity behind manifesting. Everybody out there wants to manifest. Everyone out there is not manifesting to the degree that they really want to be manifesting. Well, I wouldn't say everyone, but a lot of people in this particular practice. Now, foundationally, I'm asking you to step into your biggest dreams. This is what we're going to be doing over the next 5 weeks. And that's why I've designed the class specifically for you. Now, when I say step, I mean step with your mind. As I often quote from my favorite movie, The Matrix, it's time to free your mind, Neo. It's time to free your mind because you've been sensing all along that there's something bigger out there, that there's a bigger purpose and meaning for you. You smell it in the air. You might feel, as Morpheus explained to Neo, that the world of situation and circumstance has been pulled over your eyes, that it's blinded you to who you really are. You've realized that you've been thinking other people's thoughts, following other people's actions and directions in the way of mass consciousness. And though it's certainly created a decent, maybe even a great life for and around you, you sense that you're meant for something even bigger. It's time to reconnect with all of the power that is within you, a power that is limitless, ageless, timeless, because you are an extension of pure, intentional source. It's time to, well, as we were reading in the morning pages from Esther Hicks, it's time to reestablish your relationship with your inner being, with your inner spirit, that knowing, intentional guide who had every good reason for choosing this time and space to personify your spirit and embody in a physical form. Now, did you catch those two words? To personify, to represent, to represent, as Reverend Michael Beckwith often says. You are here to represent all of the power and all of the flow and all of the goodness that first initiates from source. And you're here to embody, to be an expression of, to give tangible, visible form to an idea, and then another idea, and then another idea. There was the stellar idea of you in the non-physical world long before you chose to embody a physical form. You arrived with intention and purpose, with a particular set of gifts that no one else on the planet shares. There is only one you, and you're an intentional gift to this planet. Step with your mind. Reconnect with all of the power that is you. Now, the other reason I'm choosing to create this course now is because of that very phrase, step with your mind. You cannot possibly manifest at the greatest, most intentional levels with action alone. See, there's this flawed thinking out there. Most people are raised to believe that the more they do, the more they are valued, right? So you have an idea that you wish to manifest, and you leap into action, the physical you, and there's nothing wrong with leaping into action, but so much of the time you're so busy leaping that you're jolting down the track, leaving the caboose behind. Now, in early train days, we all know that a caboose provided for the entire engineering crew of the train. It was their shelter. It allowed for their rest and their flow as they moved in sync with the moving train to keep the moving train moving. Now, you know, I come from the Bob Proctor camp, the camp that says pray and move your feet. Anytime you have a new idea you wish to consciously manifest, anytime you want to consciously manifest into physical reality, I suggest, as he suggested to me many a time, as he suggested to millions of people, take whatever action you know to do. It definitely helps in the manifestation process, but not because it's action in and of itself. It's action that sends up flares to the corresponding energy around you. The law of vibration, law of attraction. It signals that you're serious, that you are intentional. This is what the manifestation process is about. Not necessarily the action itself, but the intention for that physical manifestation. Did you get that? I'll say it again. This is what the manifestation process is about. not the action itself, but the intention back of the action for that physical manifestation. Now, in the last 12 days of our previous module, I asked you each day to take one specific audacious action. And as you applied yourself to the task, you probably felt resistance sometimes. You may have felt a pull from your arguing, reasonable mind. And you may have applied yourself to the task without sitting back first and asking for guidance from your inner guide, your inner spirit. You quite possibly could have been jolting down the track, leaving the caboose behind. The key here in the next few weeks is that we stay connected to the caboose, that we learn to seek out and rely on our guidance, our own inner spirit guidance, our purposeful spirit, the automatic switching system, the built-in radar, the moments of intentional rest, and the moments of sheer flow as we move effortlessly and easily from one manifestation to the next. No matter how steep those rolling hills might initially seem. You know, the flawed thinking that I referred to earlier, the flawed thinking, the more you do, the more you're valued. The more you do, the more you're valued. I'm going to climb the corporate ladder. The more I do, the more I'm valued. Absolutely incorrect. What you're going to learn here in simplest terms is that the better you feel, the more you allow. The better you feel, the more you allow. And the more you allow this connection, this reestablished relationship between you, your inner spirit connected to source, the more you allow that guidance, the more effortless and easy your intentional creation for your life becomes. This is what we're doing over the next 5 days.